Welcome to the TFO podcast, where guests get to give their thoughts, feelings, and opinions on a variety of subjects. This podcast is hosted by your very own Stacy Cook, and as always, sponsored by Fool's Guide Life Coaching. Follow me on all social media platforms. So give it up for our guest today. Yeah.
So the city of Chicago has all of these rules of if you serve alcohol, if you don't, if you do this, if you do that. But I worked at a place that was basically a bar, nonetheless. So you had to pay $50 to get in the door, which is a lot to get into somewhere to sit. And then you have to buy so many drinks per hour, and they're marking you down, we know. So working at somewhere like that, it's like being a personable person or somebody who can just talk to people. You start to realize that it's like these drunk people are just giving you all their money, for no reason. You could say, "I don't like you," and they'll be like, "That's okay. Here's $5." It's like, "Oh, okay, thank you." So, and you kind of realize, over time that, I think people go to those places a lot of times, I guess, in those touristy cities with the intent to spend money. So I worked with a girl at the hospital, and she was I would call her like a Kardashian, She was very she had the pretty scrubs on and the makeup and all that, And working with her, she would go out after work every day. I remember going out, and I'm like, "What are you doing, girl? You just go out, you gotta be tired tomorrow." She's like, "I make so much money just going out. People just, give me money or buy me stuff or do whatever." And I'm like, that just doesn't really make any sense to me, So when she was saying stuff to me, I'm like, I'm nobody. Nobody's gonna give me any of their stuff that they worked hard for because I would, Right. So I'm thinking, me, would I pay somebody? Absolutely not. So it was kind of like that. But then she's kind of go to Rainbow, or go to Wet Seal, go to the cheapest place you can and find the nicest thing they have there and act like you're somebody and do it for 10 days in a row, and somebody's gonna fall for it. Yeah. Somebody's gonna think, okay, So I think that's kind of how I got my job at Tilted Kill anyways, was because they were like, she came in here and she's this person, and we don't know if she's this person or not, but she seemed like she was, what I mean?
So you're in Chicago, you're making a couple grand, doing these things, so what's next after that?
So, I had a kid. Woo.
Yeah.
So I moved back here, and tried to go back to the nursing thing. And I did that for a long time. Went back to school, did some more career studying.
I know.
Yes. Yes, but we're going with that now, at least for the medical career study. So basically, I would say I came back here, had a kid, went through all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, craziness, I guess I would say, self-inflicted craziness. So for me, being in this big wild city, I saw, oh my gosh, I've been through a million things out there, weird things that just, as you know, that you'd be like, wow, that's kind of okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then came back here, and then it was sort of like, okay, these people are kind of boring. I feel like I got back here and I thought, okay, so there's not a lot going on here. So let me stir it up a little bit, okay?
Yeah, and I think part of your personality also attracts a certain type of person. People
need help.
People that need help that find you.
People need help.
People are usually your boyfriend. Yes, so I do think that understanding who you are as a person and the kind of people that gravitate towards you is a place where you could probably
Oh yeah.
grow
Yeah.
in the choices.
Yeah.
Not only and you know as a father.
It's like the ones I keep are crappy. The ones I don't, they're better.
Well, it's not. They're not either crappy or not crappy. What it is that they have problems that they need to find another way to solve.
Yeah.
Because you know you're somebody that. I mean, it's not. Yeah, and it's not a positive thing to continue to give people until they take everything that you have.
Right.
So you seem to build up some stuff, and then somebody comes in and leeches it down to nothing, right? And then you extricate yourself from this person, and then you
it again.
Yeah, you find somebody that is basically the same person in a different show.
In a different show. Yep.
So, what's the plan?
I took a agriculture, horticulture, and cannabis production class. It was just like a minor to my major of healthcare, okay? So, because, you know, I've always been a pothead since, like, young. Okay, so me and my cousin, you know, it was Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa from Apples in grade school. So, basically, I saw that Illinois had recreationally legalized this marijuana thing, and it was like I was already in school when they were doing the laws, basically. And then they opened it up, and I started working at a dispensary, and I was the nurse there, basically. So what I would do is like provide all of this like super smart knowledge to people who really didn't care, right? Okay. So not necessarily that they didn't care, but a 60-year-old hippie comes in and he's been smoking, you know, he's going to tell you a story about how they used to roll up the whole plant, you know, like we just took it right off the stem, just rolled it up, leaves and everything, you know, and so you start saying stuff like, well, this is an indica and this is a sativa, and they're like, I don't care, it's all the same, you know what I mean, like there's no difference, but there really is, you know, especially when you start getting into this medical side of the stuff. So basically I was explaining all this stuff to people, and we had a patient come in who actually was a grower, and he worked at a cultivation, and he's like, you are like way over knowledge on this stuff, blah blah. I tell him I go to school to learn how to grow, and I'm like, I got a little balcony on this 2-bedroom apartment full of plants. Not weed plants, but sunflowers, pumpkins, watermelons, you name it, I got it. And if one of them pops up, I'm the happiest person in the world, right? So I get my first light, and he's like giving me all these people. Watch this person, learn how to grow, learn how to do this. And I get on Instagram, and I'm looking for these people that he's telling me to watch, and my friend Sean pops up just on one of these videos, and I'm like, that's so weird that this person that I know from back then is now in this industry of people. Right. So I'm like, I'm trying to learn something, I need someone to teach me, and I go back to basically rekindle my friendship.
And this is the guy that you met in Chicago?
Okay. Yep. He used to be a security guard.
Okay.
Now he is like California's biggest promoter. The way that California is set up, like there's different tiers of licensing. So you can be a broker, you can be a caregiver, you can actually own a dispensary, but you can be someone who can possess and sell weed without physically having a dispensary, you know? Okay. So he's working besides these people and other people with lots of money. And he says, you need to come out here for your birthday. Just make a trip of it so you can meet all these people, and I can show you around, and we can see what happens. So my first weekend in California, I got about 400 friends on Snapchat, and it was just out of going to parties and places that I went with all of these people, and it was kind of cool because it was like we went to the High Times convention, so we were just kind of meeting like stoners at this time. I wasn't really meeting anybody who was anyone. Really,
well, we're all somebody.
but they were not like
celebrities or nothing like
right.
that.
They were not like big name people compared to the people that I know now, but they were people who became my supporters, I guess, as my journey has started with this. Pretty much what happened is I became popular in California, so I didn't really have a lot of people are like, oh, my talent. My talent is just me. Okay, I am the talent. Hello. Okay, like basically it's just me. There's nothing else to it. Okay. So pretty much what happened is over that weekend, I met a few people in the shadow of this that I didn't directly meet, who realized that in the setting of a room, I'm pretty much gonna run the room.
Yep.
In Chicago, I always felt like, it was funny, I lived there for almost 3 years, and I felt like I was on vacation for 3 years. Every
you
day.
kind of were.
I was chilling. But really, it was a vacation. Okay, it was a big, life was a movie itself at that point. So, for
all the parents, could you imagine funding a vacation for your child for 3 years?
It was great.
That's pretty much what we did.
It was the greatest experience I ever been through in my life, and I did fund half of it.
You did. You funded some of it.
Okay, some of it, especially the extracurriculars.
Yeah,
I funded all those,
yeah.
So that's at least good. But that was also one of those places where it was hard to establish relationships, though. That's one of those places where if you're not somebody or you weren't born there and in a group or something, it's really hard to squeeze yourself into, these different places and really be someone. Like, you can be in, but you're not.
Yeah.
You're only going so far as they let you,
right,
is what I would say. And then in California, it's kind of funny because it's like, you can be whoever you want to be. Just don't slip.
Okay.
As soon as you're not who you say you are, then you're a scammer. But other than that, you can pretty much be whoever,
Yeah.
You kind of got your chance to start over.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like when I was here, right before I kind of got into the California scene, I was trying to do like a clothing thing.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, it was just annoying. I was all down about the non-support of that, which I think it wasn't non-support. I think it was I wanted to open it up and be busy the next day. I didn't want to build it up, So when I finally realized, like, okay, well, maybe I'm trying to build up a following in the wrong place. I took those 400 friends or people that I had met from California and kind of was like, what do you guys all have in common that you guys all like? And it was not close. That's all I can say about that. But it kind of changed up my whole business model because at this point, I was tired of the nursing thing. I didn't want to get a COVID shot. I didn't want to be stuck at work all these crazy hours and understaffed, and I always wanted to be my own boss because I think even when I worked at other places, a part of me getting into the management was more just, I'm not really here to listen to you guys, I'm really here more to do me.
In order to be the best version of yourself, you have to be influenced by the fewest number of people, right? So if you work in a place where you have bad bosses or people that are influencing you and you're like, this person really doesn't know what we're trying to accomplish. Yeah. The vision, the mission.
Exactly.
It's clear, but we're not going that way. Then it does make you want to either do your own thing or...
Right. So because of that, I guess I switched over to what I'm doing now and made my own business out of that. So, yeah.
Okay, so so I'm gonna tell the story and then you can help me with this. So
Yeah.
my daughter goes to California, and on the way back, she was trying to explain to me what a promo is, and the reason why is because old people don't know. Like
Right.
at least people that like my generation, we think you make money by the hour. So
Yeah.
you go, you get a job, you make some money, you
Well,
get
at
a
least that you have to
check.
have a good or a service or something.
Something,
Yeah.
yeah. So help people understand what a promo is.
Basically, a promo is